If you want to go out for a Sunday weekend drive and you want to take your two-door roadster, two-seater roadster with you, but your family has to go with you with the ride, well, fear not, ladies and gentlemen. We have here the Mazda CX-9. Let's go. So this is the 2019 Mazda CX-9 Signature all-wheel drive, which is the top-of-the-line version here in Mazda Philippines. Now, I was able to borrow this car today for this weekend, take her out for a drive, and now I'm shooting this review right here on location in Lipa, Batangas. I took my entire family out with me. They're having a gathering at the other side, but right now it's just you and me, and we're going to go around the car. We're going to look at some of the features, the quirks. We're gonna take her out for a drive and we're gonna find out how she performs on the road. So let's go, guys. First, let's start off with the engine. As I pop open the hood, you'd expect that for a sub 3 million peso car that this would have automatic hood struts. Unfortunately, I have to look for the latch and lift the heavy hood up. And it's not automatic, guys. There's no hood struts. You do have a hood prop right here, which I will have to look for where to put it. Right there. Woo! Man, the engine's hot. Anyway, so you have a hood prop and not automatic hood struts, which you would normally expect from a luxury car. And under the hood you have here, well, some people would say it's a downsized engine because previously the CX-9 ran with a V6 gasoline engine, but right now this 2019 version runs with a 4-cylinder turbocharged 2.5-liter engine doing 230 horsepower. Now, some people would say that a V6 engine would have more grunt, would have more power, but taking her out to Lipa, Batangas today, I could definitely tell you that this car has enough grunt, to make all those highway passes. Looking at the front end of the car, you can see that it runs with a massive grille. Now, this Mazda grille is part of the Kodo design of Mazda, but I have to tell you, in this car, this CX-9 is such a huge car that this gaping mouth of a grille is really, really huge. And well, it probably does very well in terms of cooling duties, but wow, what a mouth. One of the quirks that you would probably not notice until you watch this video is the shape of the grille itself. As you can see, this is the Mazda logo, which in fact it reminds me of an owl's face. And if you notice the lines here on the logo, the shape of the lower part of the grille follows that same line. So you have here a small Mazda logo, and you also have the grille representing pretty much like a bigger Mazda logo. It's one of the quirks of the CX-9, guys. One of the luxury touches that you would notice immediately on the CX-9 is the turn signals. As you can see, the turn signals are all in LED, and these turn signals emulate a certain European brand in terms of its angel eyes. It looks like a set of angel eyes, actually. As part of its sporty nature, this 2019 Mazda CX-9 runs on 20-inch rims, which are massive, and sports a low-profile 255/50 sport tires. As you can see, it's not that rugged, so that emphasizes that it's more of a sport rather than a utility vehicle. This particular CX-9, being the top of the line, comes with a glass sunroof, and it also comes with its own shark fin, which acts as a radio antenna because there is no Sirius satellite radio here in the Philippines. One of the features that I love about this Mazda CX-9 is the fact that it comes with real dual exhaust pipes. Unlike some of the other luxury SUVs that come out on the market, where their rear bumper has these plastic thingies that act as dual holes that make it seem as if they have dual exhaust pipes, only for you to look underneath and see that in fact it only runs with just one exhaust pipe. But in the case of this Mazda CX-9, you can see its real sporty nature because it comes with real live actual dual exhaust pipes. Good job on that one, Mazda. Being a luxury SUV, the tailgate itself comes with a lot of luxury features. First of all, you will see here there is a rear view camera right here, which helps you, well, back up whenever you're backing up this bit of a big SUV. Now at the same time, you have a power lift gate, which of course, you know, people who buy this car, they don't really want to exert too much effort trying to open the tailgate. So all you have to do is press a button right here and the lift gate automatically opens. Magic! Now as you can see at the back, we have the third row up, which this SUV can seat up to 7 people. And with the third row up, the good thing about its length is that there's still some luggage space that you can find at the back. As you can see, my backpack is safely and comfortably, you know, lying down there, along with some other bags right here. And the space here is just enough to fit maybe 2 hand carry luggage on your way to the airport. We also have a lot more space once we tumble down the rear seats, the third row. And how do you do that? It's not an automatic affair, unlike some other SUVs where you could just push a button. In this case, you just have to hit the latch and push it down. There you go. Rear seat is now folded. Go to the other side, pull the latch, and push it down. It doesn't want to push down. There you go. And you got a much bigger storage space. Now as you can see, one of the concerns with this SUV, being a large SUV, is that the mouth of the tailgate is a little bit small. So you'll be able to fit maybe a large box into this, 1 large box, but forget about trying to put in 2 large boxes side by side, because it's not gonna happen, guys. It is a decent amount of trunk space, but not as big as some of the other large SUVs. Now, putting the third row seat up it's a manual affair, but it's pretty straightforward. All you have to do is pull on the latch here and pull up the headrest, and you're good to go. And being a powered tailgate, all you have to do is press this button right here on the top, and it will close by itself, like so. Closing, closing, closing. The tailgate can also be opened by using the key fob. There's a button right here that you just press and it opens. And once it's open, all you have to do is press the same button, the key fob, and it should close the trunk. Moving on to the interior of the car, the first thing you'll notice when you unlock the door like this is how heavy the door is. The door is really heavy. It feels like the door of a European SUV. Even the back door is hefty in its own right. Now going inside, the first thing that will greet you once you sit on the driver's side is the steering wheel that looks like the same steering wheel as a Mazda MX-5. I find that it's too small for an SUV of this size, but maybe that also belies its sporty nature. That's why the size of the steering wheel is a little bit on the small side for easier steering and handling. Alright, now down to the instrument panel, the instrument gauges. We have here, of course, the speedometer and your tachometer right there. And we have here at the side, this is the info display. It's an LED display, just shows you your trip. Can show you other information about the car as well, including service and the range of your fuel, your current fuel economy, and all that stuff. Now inside the car, you'll find your usual start-stop button, which you use to start the car. And we have here this tablet, which is Mazda's infotainment system. A lot of people are not really keen on this, but well, it's one of Mazda's quirks, and it's there. Now we also have here, of course it's an automatic. It doesn't come with paddle shifters. I don't know if you can see it. There's no paddle shifters right here. But you do have your manual mode right here and a sport mode as well. There. Over to the side you have the button that operates the automatic tailgate. You have here the lane departure warning, which you could turn off. You also have proximity sensors on your sides, and if you want to turn off traction control, it's also here. One of the things you notice only at night in this car is that it comes with mood lights hidden under the door handle, the inner door handle. And you won't normally notice it during daytime, but at night it's very visible. It's a very nice, cool touch. Now inside the car, once you've seated, you'd feel immediately that despite being regular seats wrapped in nice leather, I believe this is Napa leather, you know, the seats are very supportive. It has nice lumbar support, and it's power seats, both on the front passenger and the driver's side. This is an awesome seat. I've taken her on a 250-kilometer road trip, and I did not feel any form of driver's fatigue doing the drive. Yeah, the seats are very comfortable. The center armrest is well placed because, you know, it just naturally, your arms would just naturally fall into the armrest, and you could drive with both hands on the armrest. But who's gonna handle the wheel, right? Now, some of you might be wondering why the interior part of the vlog is being shot right in the dark. Well, it's still the same day, but I kind of ran out of sunlight, so the vlog must go on, the review must go on. That's why I'm doing what I can with this review right now, guys. So just relax, watch the show. When I got a hold of this car, one of the things that I looked for initially was where to plug my USB charger for my cell phone. Because normally on long drives, I normally use Spotify and my other apps like Waze apps. So I needed to make sure that my cell phone is always charged. And I looked all around the cabin and I couldn't find the USB charger until I opened the center console. And right here in the center console, you will see inside there are two USB outlets. The controls of the car are all very driver-centric and intuitive. You have here the electronic parking brake, and you also have here the Mazda control knob, the master knob, which has buttons for music, home, navigation, back, and your favorites. And it also comes with the volume control knob. You also have the sport button right here at the side of the shifter. Although, to be honest, I didn't really find the need to turn on the sport mode because the car just pulls and pulls hard even in normal mode. Another noticeable luxury that you would have with the 2019 CX-9 is the level of NVH that this car has. I mean, my God, this car's noise, vibration, and dampening is terrific. It rivals even the most luxurious European brands out there. Driving this car over chaotic Manila traffic and driving it in the chaotic provincial roads, I could barely hear the sound that's going on outside. My wife, my mom, my kids, they were all sleeping during the ride. It's just so fantastic how you feel so sheltered and cocooned in this luxury SUV. The second row offers ample legroom. The driver's seat right now is adjusted towards my height, which is 5'6". The second row has a lot of good legroom. Very comfortable to stay here at the back as well. The rear passengers also get to have their own aircon vents with this digital display and their own aircon controls. Now let's take a look at how the third row seats would accommodate an adult. To access the third row, all you have to do is just pull the latch here. Pretty much standard amongst most SUVs. Just pull the latch here. Second row seat tumbles down, and then you could just slide it forward. Now that the seat is slid forward, all you have to do is just climb in. Alright. And close. Alright, so as you can see, I'm now here at the third row, and my God, there's a lot of legroom here. For a 5'6" adult, this is a very comfortable place, even on long drives. I'm not cramped at all. It doesn't feel claustrophobic. You know, you got your, of course, your required seat belts, and you got cup holders as well. And you've got a lot of space here at the back. I mean, this is a huge surprise given that even with the third row up, there's still a bit of luggage space that you could use. Now to get out of the third row, just pull the latch again, slide it forward, and you could easily climb out. I mean, wow, this has got to be one of the most spacious third row seats that I've ever sat in. So now that I've shown you the interior of the car and we've gone around the exterior as well, now I'm going to take her out for that drive so that I can give you a driver's impressions of how the CX-9 handles on the road. Let's go for that drive, guys. So as you first drive this vehicle, the CX-9, you'd first be overwhelmed by the size and the heft of this car, especially when driving it down narrow roads like these. But as you take on the wheel, you'd notice that it kind of like shrinks wrap around yourself. It makes you feel like you're driving a much smaller car. And that's helped a lot by the power that this car has. Even with the size and the weight, I don't find myself wanting for power. And during this road trip, I was able to do a lot of overtaking of slower vehicles, and the power was more than adequate. Mazda's decision to go down from a V6 to an inline form, turbocharged inline form, but in Skyactiv form, is still a good decision on Mazda's part, because you get a more efficient turbo engine, and at the same time, you still have lots of power for your car. On narrow, twisty roads like this, you know, the CX-9 handles pretty much like my MX-5. The steering is nicely weighted, considering that this is an electric power steering assembly. It has a nice heft to it. It's being helped by the fact that the steering wheel itself is the same size as my MX-5, or I would believe it is the same size. So on this road trip, I took my family out with me, and we are a full 7 passengers in the car. And yet, you see at the acceleration, there's really no lag. I mean, considering it's a turbo, you don't find any lag on the car, which is great. Again, we try to accelerate again. Whoa! I would probably say that this is the most fun I've ever had in a family car, in an executive family car. The handling of the car is very Mazda, you know, it's zoom zoom, and it feels just like a sports car, even though it's really big. You just have to watch out for the size. Make sure that you don't hit anything on your sides, because it's really a wide car, and it's also a pretty long car. This is a great car for an executive who wants to enjoy driving on a nice weekend like this, on nice narrow roads like this, but you also have to take your family with you on an occasional basis. So this is the next best thing to getting a sports car. This CX-9, even on nice narrow roads like this, it would still shine, but it's at home the most on the highway, on nice wide open highways. Its driving behavior and temperament is really, really good. Testament to that is my entire family was sleeping on the way to the venue on the highway. So this is a fantastic SUV that highlights the sport more than the utility, in the words of SUV. So it's a great car to drive for family outings like this, going out like camping and stuff, or going to the beach. It's a great car, comfortable ride, lots of power. So there you have it, guys. That was the 2019 Mazda CX-9 all-wheel drive signature edition. This is the top of the line vehicle, CX-9 here in the Philippines. Now, who is this car for? This car is for that executive who wants to be driven on a daily basis by his driver, by his chauffeur. But on the weekends, he likes to go out for that Sunday weekend drive, and he wants to take his family with him. This is also for that executive who probably has a 2-seater roadster back at home and wants to go out for spirited drives, but during those times when he has to take his family out with him on that nice Sunday mountain drive, he takes the CX-9. Now, for how much this car is worth 2.95 million pesos. only here at Mazda Philippines. Anyway guys, I hope you liked the video, the review of this Mazda CX-9. If you do, please subscribe to my channel and please hit that like button again. Anyway, this is Reagan for Reagan Reviews. See you again next time. Bye bye.